The functions of the universe and the solar systems and the Earth can be explained by natural processes. So there's no need for a God or a divine eternal being.
The "we can explain how things operate naturally" argument is a straw man. And a category error.
What do you mean?
Because theists do not argue that how the natural world functions cannot be explained by natural processes.
Then what is the argument? What is the problem?
The argument is that those processes do not account for themselves or speak to their origin. Just like knowing how cars operate does not mean that Henry Ford did not exist.
Okay, I think I understand what you mean. But I don't know if that is an honest analogy.
Why? Not complex enough? What about computers? Even Darwinists have tried to make analogies of Darwinian evolution and mutations with computer functions.
Okay. What about them?
Well, the point is that just like knowing how your Windows program operates, does not mean that it did not have, or need, an outside programmer.
Maybe there's a point. But then again, I mean, those are not really natural or biological things. Those are obviously just man-made devices, however complex or intricate.
If you object to those analogies because they are not biological organisms, you must realize that biological molecules and organisms are vastly more complex.
So?
Well, logically the implication is that they would still need an intelligent start to get the whole thing rolling in the first place. Not blind randomness or accidents.
Sometimes things do happen that way, especially when considering how much time would be given.
Blind undirected chance can't logically be considered in the formation of organized intricate life processes and efficiencies, from solar systems to complex bio and ecosystems.
You're just assuming that. It's possible that things formed by constrained physical events. It's just Goldilocks with time. There's no magic involved. All explained scientifically.
So just blind and dumb luck?
Not really dumb. Natural laws are smart and logical.
I agree. Again, the straw man. Because that's not argued against. The question is, how did natural laws even get here in the first place?
Well, they just exist, naturally.
That's a dodge. You're evading and dodging the point. Because the question is, why is there even such a thing as existence, in the first place? And where did natural laws come from?
Okay, well, we don't know. But where's the evidence, or I should say solid proof, for the biblical Jehovah? The God done it argument seems to be an easy way out cause of not understanding.
There are at the very least strong implications, when considering all the colossal and astronomical odds and facts. The right distances, ratios, proportions, and efficient atoms.
But, the amount of time there was, and, things like snowflakes form on their own, I mean, and so stars. Okay. It happened. And Goldilocks with the right distances.
Goldilocks is just a peanut butter expression and cop-out, that doesn't really explain anything. But just right luckily. And yes, it's chance. If there's no deliberate direction.
But there's no testable observable proof that there was a being, who put it here deliberately. That's just assumed, simply because there's complexity in the universe and Earth.
There's no testable proof for undirected and blind chance, or that some dense dot of energy somehow decided to expand or explode and form stars from gas, which never happens today.
But there are inferences that can be scientifically deduced.
Speculation is not science. And neither is cramming notions into the evidence to make it say what you want. Because of the attitude of not allowing a divine foot in the door.
But it's just speculation on the theists' part that it was God who created the universe.
The universe and its natural laws had to have gotten here somehow. With the complexity, it actually takes more faith to believe it got here with no outside intelligence or direction.
But God can't be tested. Therefore, as a theory, it's not scientific.
Because God can't be put in a box, lab, or tube, that means he gets arrogantly dismissed as even a possibility. Many times, by many committed atheists.
Well, it's just that there's no observable proof for God creating the moon and gravity and solar systems.
You spoke of inferences. Well, logically it can be argued that the inferences are there for intelligent direction. The galaxies, for example, are more orderly than even once thought.
We can't see this God, or study him scientifically.
Just because God cannot be fully understood does not mean he does not exist, or that the implications for a grand designer aren't there.
But it would be nice if there was actual observable proof in front of us that there's a God or that he performs creative miracles.
The complex universe, its amazing laws and Earth must have gotten here somehow. With the complexity it takes more faith to believe it got here blindly, with no conscious guidance or direction.